whether synthetic or forex. There are many things across the internet, all right, about how you can actually trade. Do you get it? But one of the things that is going to help you is sticking to one. Okay, because if you begin to jump from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other, every of those strategy has their own losing time. All right. So if you are jumping from one to the other, that means when you start one and then you have a loss and you move to the next one, it might be that when you are moving to the next one is when that loss for that strategy is happening. So you have the loss, all right, and then you move to the next one and then you are having loss, you are having loss, you are having loss. Do you get? So you need to be faithful and stick to one, way of trading. That is when we begin to see improvement in your trading and where you need to be making changes. Okay, so now the best pattern for trading synthetic that I have seen, okay, is actually support and resistance. There are different patterns. There's W pattern, there's M pattern, all right, there is head and shoulder. There are all those structures, all those formation in the market. And what will make you money in the market is not the complex things, it's the simple things. For example, how long does it take for a candlestick to form? All right, does a candlestick struggle to form? All right, is there any calculation or formation or mathematical complexity, all right, that makes a candlestick to form successfully? A candlestick does not struggle to form. Do you get? So you should not look for the complex way of making profit in the market. All right. So the best pattern I have seen that works effectively is actually support and resistance. However, that is not all. Okay, there are some support that is stronger than the other, all right, and there are some things to look out for in that support or resistance to know if it's going to hold or not. Okay, so let me just quickly give you an example. So this is for our time frame, all right. So now I'm kind of zooming in or zooming out. Okay, so now this is it. This is a resistance. Can you see this? That's a resistance. Okay, the up one is a resistance, like the ceiling. The one on top, all right, is a resistance. The one high, all right, is a resistance, and then the one below, this one is a support. Okay, support simply means that is trying to um make the market not to come down, something that is obstructing the market from coming down. All right, so that means when price get to this zone, to this down zone here, all right, there's going to be a reaction. Okay, because this level, we want to prevent the price from breaking it downward. Do you get? So that means at this point here, we'll be looking for a buy. At this point up here, we'll be looking for a sell. Do you get? So that's the idea of support and resistance. So resistance is the zone on top. Do you get? Why support is the one downward? In order for you not to mix it up, anytime you want to draw, all right, and you pick your rectangular tool, just know, am I dropping up? If you are dropping up, that's your resistance. Do you get? But if you are dropping down, let's say you are drawing it on the downside, that's your what? Support. Do you get? Good. So if you are drawing it on the upside, when price later get to that zone, you are looking to sell, right? Because it's resisting it, like come down. Do you get? Then if you are drawing your rectangle in the down region, that means you are looking to buy when price come to that zone. Do we get it? Okay, good. So that is support and resistance. I'm simply answering the questions, okay, of the best pattern of trading synthetic, the best pattern of trading synthetic, okay. Now, because we are on 4 hours, you can actually see that this zone has not been reached yet, all right. We are having up and down in between these two yellow zones that we have here. So we can say that here the market is consolidating, or the market is ranging. Do you get? Now, because I am on 4 hours, all right, there is actually a big movement in between this yellow zone that we have. Do you get that? Because if you zoom a little bit, you can see that we have another form of support and resistance, like big movement. This is actually big movement in the market. Okay, so now let me quickly show you something. Let me show you something. Look at this region here, look at this region here, look at this here. Okay, can you see that? Good. And then look at this one. I will simply use, look at this, look at this. Can you see that? So let me use black so that we can see what I'm trying to show us. Okay, good. Right. Good. Then look at this. Let me show you more. Look at this. Look at this guy here. Do you see that? Then look at this one also. I just want you to, there are some times that this thing are forming right in front of our face, but we are not seeing it. But for you to see it, all right, you have to stick to one strategy of trading. You can't be trading many strategy and hope to be seeing some things in the market. Do you get? It doesn't work that way. If you want to use support and resistance like I am doing now, that means that will be the only thing you have to be doing for you to be successful. If it's not the only thing, you cannot see all these things I'm saying. You cannot see it. You cannot see it. You cannot see it. And I am not just drawing my support and resistance. There is something that I'm using to draw it. Look at it. You can see that my chart is cleaner now. Do you know how I got this? If you have seen the first video, you will know how I got it. It's simply by Control Y, and I've explained it that the lines are separating the previous day from the what? Present day. Do you get? Look at this one here. Look at this one. This was the previous day. This was the what? Present day. Let me enlarge this a little bit. Look at it here. This was the previous day, and this was the what? Present day. Do you see that now? So if you draw your support as a support and resistance trader, and then here you are looking for what? For a sell, like I've explained to you. All right, you are looking for a sell to downside. All right, but that is not all, because it's not every time. If it is that simple, everybody will be profitable in the market. There are some times that it will be successful like this, as you can see, and sometimes it will not be successful. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one here. You can see that this is not successful. It was later successful, but it's not successful. Do you get? And nobody actually wants to go long in loss before coming into profit. Do you get? Like quote and unquote. Okay, now there are some other things that you now have to look out for as a second confirmation on what is that thing that is going to tell me that the market is going to come down like this, just the same way this one came down. What is that thing? So you cannot begin to look for other things, all right, in the market. Like, what are the things in the cases whereby we have the market respect the support or the resistance? What are the things that happen? What were the conditions? Do you get? Then you cannot begin to look for the candlestick, all right. Begin to look for, some things in the market, all right. And you might have to switch to 15 minutes on 1 hour to see it on a broader level. Do you get it? Okay, how can I escape this region? Something like this. How can I avoid it so that I will not go into loss? Because we are looking of making maximum profit. Do you get in the market? How can I avoid something like this? Do you get? So one character that I use to draw my support and resistance is, look at it. This is the previous day, this is the present day. That's the first thing. Do you get? That's what I use. I'm not just drawing across anyhow. I'm not just drawing across anyhow. All right. So that means that if I draw this, all right, I will not be looking at selling that particular day. I'll be looking at of selling at the second day or the third day. Do you get? So that's the first one. That's the first one. That is how to have a very strong resistance or support in the market. Do you get? So so that's that. I'm just thinking of drawing more. All right, I'm thinking of drawing more, but I think let me just quickly stop here. Now look at it. Let me explain more things to us so that we can actually grasp this thing very well. All right, as I've explained to you. Okay, so this is 4 hours. You can actually, you back test and go to 15-minute time frame and see. Like I explained to you, this is the previous day and this is the what? Present day. All right, and present day. I like sniper entry. Like, I am risking maybe $10 to make $100. That's the kind of person I am, or that's the kind of trader I am. So I am not a scalper. I'm a day trader. I don't hold my trade to the second day. All right. So I'm a day trader, so I look for opportunities in the market. All right. So look at something like this, for example. Look at something like this. I mean, just imagine that you have a strategy or a confirmation that can actually, show you, all right, that this guy is going to reverse from this to the upside. As you can see, man, this is a lot of money, especially on VIX 75, and then he's on 4 hours time frame, guys. You see, so the structure or the patterns that work in synthetic is support and resistance. Support and resistance. You see, head and shoulder or triangle or all of those things doesn't show all the time, but support and resistance is all the time. That's one. Then secondly, you can easily spot support and resistance. Look at another one here. Look at another one here. You can easily spot support and resistance. But if you want to be looking for wedge pattern, wedge structure, all those kind of structure, you might not see it in the market as often as what support and resistance. Do you get? You might not see it often. You might not see it often. You might not see it often. So support and resistance is actually the best pattern of trading synthetic in the market. All right. So, and I've just shown you now. I have shown you. If I go on and on and on and on, you are going to see it. And you too, you can actually check it yourself to see the authenticity. And then I've given you one structure or one strategy of drawing your support and resistance. Okay. Depending on the kind of trader you are. All right. Because I am a day trader, that's why I am starting from 4 hours. Do you get? So my entry now is going to be on 15-minute time frame. So let me use something as an example for you. Let me use this guy here as an example. All right. Let's say, what date is this? Is 7th of April. So let me go to 15-minute time frame now. 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. Okay, yes. So I'm going to look for that zone. That's 7th of April. Yes, this is it. All right. So now, as a support and resistance trader, this was the this level here is where this rectangle is starting from. All right. This has not formed yet. Remember, I used W pattern in the previous video. I might go like, okay, I will use W pattern for my entry. Do you see that now? I am using W pattern for my entry, but I am using support and resistance as my strategy. Do you see that? So what I will do is, after I have marked the zone, all right, I'll just be waiting. I'll be waiting. Did you see that I marked the zone this day? The second day, it didn't come to the zone. The third day, it did not come to the zone. It was the fourth day. Do you see that now? As you begin to do this, you will begin to see some trend. Do you understand? You begin to see some things that are always happening in the market. All right. So that means after 4 days is when I'll be entering this market. Look at it now. All right. By the time you see this W pattern, then you will now devise another way of entering the market. That, okay, oh, will I be looking for a particular will I be looking for a particular entry strategy? All right, maybe a candlestick pattern formation after I have seen the W. Or you can go like, okay, when this guy actually come down, you can see from the neck here. All right, what happens? It came down. Okay, so you can decide that I'm going to be buying at this particular level to the upside. All right, so the best pattern is actually what? Support and resistance. That's the best pattern. And then look at how this guy went to the upside. Look at it. Look at it. This is VIX 75. You know that if you enter here, all right, no matter the lot size you use, you are going to be in a huge profit by the time this guy is coming to this level here. Do you get that, guys? So I've exposed so many things to us, so many secrets to us today in this small video or in this chat. All right, so the best pattern is the support and resistance. So if you can stick to it and then be faithful to it, you'll be profitable in the market. The problem is we jump from one strategy to another strategy. So if you can trade support and resistance, like you say to yourself, for a year, it will only be this support and resistance. You will see many things. You will see many things. Yes, that's it. You will see many things. So that is all for today, and then we go to the next video.